television in Africa.
Hello and welcome back to PACIS TV. This is the time for the news in English. I am Benjamin Kwizera and these are the headlines. After 32 years during which neither his family nor the Catholic Church knew where he had disappeared to, the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu has finally discovered information about where Father Mbuguje Alphonse was buried. In Kigali, some Rwandan lawmakers denounced the serious shortcomings within certain public institutions. According to the reports, nearly 48% of audited institutions allegedly made payments without purchase order. As a way of appreciating the quality education their children receive, parents whose daughters study at Shangi Girls School, Institut Saint François d'Assise, donated a car to the school. In international news, Cardinal Pietro Parolin urges Europeans to renew its commitment to peace. Welcome back to our news in detail. It is the news brought to you in partnership with the Credo Hotel from Huye District, Southern Province of Rwanda. After 32 years, during which neither his family nor the Catholic Church knew where he had disappeared to, the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu has finally discovered information about where Father Mbuguje Alphonse was buried. News in detail. Among the priests remembered by the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu is Father Boneza Joseph, who was serving at Mibirizi Parish. He was killed at a place called Kuchapa while trying to join others in Cyangugu where they had gathered at the bishop's residence. Also remembered was Father Mbuguje Alphonse from the Diocese of Kabgayi, who had come to visit Father Boneza and his sister, who was a nun. Paul Ndizigwe, one of his relatives, spoke about the information they had recently learned concerning him. It was during this 32nd commemoration that Father Mbuguje was finally honored at the place where his body rests, now laid to rest at Kamembe Memorial Site. They pretended that they let him free, but they wanted him to be killed. They called Bishop that they sent him to Gitarama, but honestly, they knew that he couldn't reach Gitarama because there was no way at that moment. As soon as they escorted him out, they handed him to Interahamwe militia. The mayor of Rusizi district, Sindaiheba Fanuel, requested the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu to compile a list of all religious clergy born in the diocese who were serving in other dioceses and were killed during the genocide, so that commemorating them may become easier for both their families and Diocese of Cyangugu. Your Lordship, Bishop, we kindly request the Cyangugu Diocese that all priests who were born in Cyangugu Diocese can be also added to the list of priests that we will always commemorate, because it will be easy for us. Based on testimonies given, Bishop Edward Sinayobye said that church has a responsibility to continue teaching love among its faithful because the genocide was fueled by ideologies that opposed the love among people and promoted hatred. For us, particularly as church, we intend to convince people's ears as ordinary Rwandans, but also we convince ears of those who have known God. The first commandment God gave us is the commandment of love. We should love each other. The priests being remembered include Father Boneza Joseph, who is buried in Priest's Cemetery, together with Joseph Nyandwi, who was killed alongside him at Kuchapa. Others commemorated include brothers such as Sinigenga, Ladislas, and Musonera, who were killed at Nyamaseke Parish, as well as other seminarians, and catechists killed during genocide. From Cyangugu back to Kigali, some Rwandan lawmakers denounced the serious shortcomings within certain public institutions. According to the reports, nearly 48% of audited institutions allegedly made payments without purchase orders. News in detail.
During a parliamentary plenary session dedicated to review an office of the Auditor General's annual activity report, several Rwandan lawmakers denounced serious shortcomings within certain public institutions. According to the report presented before Parliament, nearly 48% of the audited institutions allegedly made payments without purchase orders, a practice deemed contrary to the principles of transparency and sound financial governance. Deputy Theogene Munyangyeyo called on the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning to ensure stricter oversight of the funds allocated to public institutions. In his view, the lack of monitoring creates high risks of embezzlement of state resources at a time when the country must optimize every public expenditure. The Parliament report also reveals other significant deficiencies. More than 68% of the controlled institutions operate without adequate fire prevention system, while nearly half lack fire extinguisher. Lawmakers further note the several entities fail to comply with tax obligations, do not properly use digital system designed for the transmission of financial reports. Despite these challenges, the report highlights that Rwanda continues to achieve strong results on several international governance indicators, particularly in the areas of security, visa opens, and the fight against corruption. However, certain sectors remain worrying, including land, housing, and environmental-related services. Deputy also raised concerns about delays in implementation of reforms within the Water and Sanitation Corporation (WASAC), despite Parliament resolution already adopted on the matter. In response of this situation, Parliament has pledged to continue monitoring the institution concerned in order to improve governance, strengthen transparency, and guarantee a better use of public resources in the service of citizens.
In Cyangugu Diocese, as the way of appreciating the quality education their children receive, parents whose daughters study at Shangi Girls School, Institut François d'Assise, donated a cow to the school, which they named the Cow of Love. News in detail. Saint François Shangi Secondary School has spent 44 years providing education to girls. Recently, parents whose children attend the school came together to express their appreciation for the school's contribution to giving their daughters a good education. During this gesture of gratitude on Saturday, 16th of May 2026, they donated the cow they called the Cow of Love. The parents said the gift was meant to encourage the school staff to continue showing dedication in educating and guiding the students properly. We have observed the way our children are living, the education they have, the discipline they have. We realized that headmistress deserve a cow as a gesture of gratitude, and we all agreed that today it is the day. The headmistress of St. Francois of Assise Secondary School in Shangi, Sister Lucy Nagiruishema, she was pleased with the cow donated to the school. However, she added that it also serves as a reminder that they must continue working even harder in order to achieve a greater success. It is a profound happiness to see how parents are now understanding relationship between them and the school. It gives hope and message to everyone and all people in this school. She further called for continued cooperation between the administration, teachers, and parents so that students can achieve even better academic results. She compared education to a traditional 3-stone cooking stove, explaining that if one stone is missing, nothing can be accomplished. What we request parents is to remain working with us, because education is considered as 3 pillars or cooking stones. So, when one is missing, nothing can ever happen. So we must work together. St. Francis Overseas Secondary School in Shangi has more than 600 students, including those in lower secondary and various advanced level combinations, most of them specializing in science subjects. The school was founded in 1982 by penitent sisters who continue to manage it until today. In Huye, at a time when the International Museum Day was being celebrated around the world, students from different schools in Huye district, especially those studying at the MURI Catholic TSS, said that visiting museums helps them to learn about the past. These students also urged that what they saw today has taught them many things about the history of the country, and they must take an example for the people who have done well in the past of history of the country, and also avoid bad things and bad ideologies that may lead to the destruction of the country. The students who study at MURI Catholic TSS also said that they would like to request their school to always find them opportunity so that they can visit museum, because whenever they go to the museums, they got the chance to learn many things that they basically did not know. In Nyaruguru district, Southern Province Governor Alice Kaitesi has urged the young people in Nyaruguru district to avoid engaging in genocide-related crimes, emphasizing that they were not involved in 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and should not be misled into destructive ideologies. She made the remarks during the 32nd commemoration of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi held at Timbuye in Goma sector, Nyaruguru district, where more than 104 women and children were gathered and burned alive in a grass-thatched house belonging to a resident known as Kaje. Speaking during the commemoration, youth from the area acknowledged that although they were born after the genocide, its consequences continue to affect them and the country as a whole. They said this history gives them the responsibility to ensure that such as atrocities never happen again in Rwanda. Meanwhile, Ibuka president in Nyaruguru district, Sididio Habimana, condemned the former leaders of the then Kijembe commune and others who were entrusted with protecting citizens, but instead led to their killings. Governor Alice Kaitesi described the genocide as an act marked by extreme cruelty and inhumanity, criticizing women who participated in the killing of fellow women and children despite being mothers themselves. She also called on Rwandans to strengthen unity and actively fight genocide ideology, stressing that preventing hatred and division is a collective responsibility to ensure genocide never happens again. After a short commercial break, we are coming back with the international news tonight.
I wish I could leave my skin behind.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera Nyamirambo. Abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu, March intake, byaratangiye muri postgraduate diploma in education PGDE. Aba biga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa@cur.ac.rw. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 07 83 18 86 26 cyangwa 07 33 21 46 78 cyangwa nanone 07 88 52 41 98. Wanandika email kuri curkigali-campus@gmail.com.
The only way to being found is getting lost.
yemwe yashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we,
Iri ni ishuri ribumbatiye icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubukanishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na practice zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sinagera. Sinagera International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa sawa, atletism, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinde kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sinagera Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788555123 cyangwa 0788305999.
College Fondation Sinagera.
Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi. Muri Gicurasi kuri Canal Plus wicikwa n'imikino y'indyankuriye, aho umwami wa Premier League azambikwa ikamba, FA Cup igahamya ubukaka bwayo, uwegukana Ligue 1 ahangwa imboni, Bundesliga yo ikimpaka. Muri Liga mwaba muzi uzitwa igihangange cya Espagne. Naho ku ya 30 Gicurasi umunyabigozi andika amateka mu mukino wa nyuma wa UEFA Champions League. Kuko ugomba kubaho ibyiza bihora kugeza ku ya 31 Gicurasi. Gura bone musanzwe ugura wongereho ibihumbi 2 uhabwa amashani yose ya Canal Plus na DSTV English Plus. Gurira ku mucurizi wemewe no kuri Mobile Money.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel, ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hotel yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogera mu karuhuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, bya bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi, amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi aho yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranye ubwuzu n'icyubahiro tutasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kiziye. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Hanyuma rero ugiye kutubwira impamvu zatumye uhitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano? bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho mbabarire murakoze mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije ni ukutaryama neza. Rwanda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Welcome back to our international news tonight. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo may be spreading more rapidly than initially believed. Residents living near the epicenter in Ituri province have described the situation as terrifying, with many saying infected people are dying very quickly. One resident, identified as Big Boy, said communities are really scared and are trying their best to protect themselves from the deadly disease. Another resident expressed deep frustration, saying that Ebola has tortured them. Health officials reported more than 513 suspected Ebola cases in DR Congo by Tuesday, while one death had also been confirmed in neighboring country Uganda. Dr. Anne Antia of the WHO explained that ongoing investigations suggest that the virus has spread beyond the originally affected areas. In addition, researchers from MRC Center for Global Infection Disease Analysis warned that many cases may have gone undetected, estimating the outbreak could already involve more than 1,000 infections. The study concluded that the true scale of outbreak remains uncertain and may be far greater than current figures indicate. From Democratic Republic of the Congo to Vatican, bringing the greetings of Pope Leon XIV to European Union Parliament Plenary Assembly, Cardinal Pietro Parolin delivered a speech noting that harmony among people is a promise founded on the union's value and must be constantly nourished through concrete choices aimed at protecting peace. The Cardinal Secretary of State was at the EU Parliament at Strasbourg, having been selected to receive an inaugural European Order of Merit, awarded to individuals who have made a significant contribution to European integration and the promotion and defense of European values. At the foundation of the bloc's shared conviction of need to promote and protect peace, the Cardinal said, lie values deeply rooted in Christian history of Europe that can still offer excellent testimony today. Thank you very much for being with us on PACIS TV tonight. But before we come to an end of our news edition, let's go back to the top stories. After 32 years during which neither his family nor the Catholic Church knew where he had disappeared to, the Catholic Diocese of CYANGWA has finally discovered information about where Father Mbuguzi Alphonse was buried. In Kigali, some Rwandan lawmakers denounced serious shortcomings with a certain public institutions. According to the report, nearly 48% of audited institutions allegedly made payment without purchase orders. As the way of appreciating the quality education their children receive, parents whose daughters study at Ishangi Girls' School, Institut Saint-François d'Assise, donated a cow to the school. In the international news, Cardinal Pietro Parolin urges Europe to renew its commitment to peace. Thank you very much once again for being with us tonight. This is the English news brought to you in partnership with the CREDO Hotel, located in Huye District, Southern Province of Rwanda. I am Benjamin Kwizera. I wish you a very good night.